It should be live, I think. Let me know if you can hear me, because I have a loud buzzing noise coming from my headphones and I don't know why. So today I just want a general chat really about future activism and how it can involve some of you guys that have already told me your stories. So if anyone's out there, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear this really loud buzz that I can hear. So yeah, I've been thinking about different things, the way to go forward with my activism. And my name's down as text. I think I should I'll just change that. I've been messing around with StreamYard today. This is the first time where I'm actually like doing all the controls. I did, I think, 2 with TGT, but that was just like not serious shows. That was more just like chain. So I've been trying to put together some, just some designs and things. So I'm about to have a drink because I'm so nervous. So, things I wanted to chat about. As some of you know, I'm no longer part of TGT, so the glass table. I need to decide where I'm going to take my activism from here on out, because in the UK we are still in lockdown till March, so I can't go and do any physical activism, so it's still online activism. I kind of gave up in the groups, the Jehovah's Witness groups, because it's too intense. They wind me up. I can go in there for a few weeks and some of them are just so nasty and aggressive. Like I've been called a druggie, a prostitute and a junkie and all kinds of things. So you're limited with the kind of activism you can do online. So what my idea was is to take the stories that I've been told so far, the abuse survivors from the Jehovah's Witness organisation, the victims have told me their stories and I've put them out in poster form. So my idea now is to kind of focus on that, and maybe do some chats on YouTube with some of the victims that are willing to come on. So if you've told me your story, you can come on just as audio. You don't have to be on the actual video chat. I think it'd be really good to go back to the start of those stories, because I kind of put them on Twitter and my page, former ex-Jehovah's Witness true stories of abuse. And then I think they kind of got read and looked over. So if I can, hi Ant, I was thinking if I can get some of those victims to come on my YouTube and just chat with me about their experience and do more of like a personal one-to-one chat with people. And I know some people said that when I put the posters out in poster form, because I put them on PowerPoint and then put them onto YouTube, that some people don't like to sit there reading them. So I thought maybe, people can give me feedback on this. Should I do them again, but then me read their stories, or get those victims to come on and read their stories? So yeah, I do want to focus more on the stories of abuse. So if any of you guys have gone through sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, domestic abuse, if shunning is really affecting you and you want me to put your story out there, then message me or message the page, because I think it's really good to raise awareness to the public. And somebody on Instagram messaged me the other day and said that they'd sat there for half an hour, I didn't know this person, and read all the stories I've put on there. And he said how heartbreaking it was, and he was really glad that I was putting the stories out there. I think I've done 66 stories so far, and no matter whether your story is short, long, the latest one I put out, I think it was 8 posters, A4 size posters it took to write the story, but I would sit there and I would do it. It doesn't matter to me how long your story is, it doesn't matter how short, it doesn't matter if you feel your story isn't as good as anybody else's, because it all counts. Abuse is abuse at the end of the day. So yeah, if you want me to do your story, let me know. If you've in the past told me your story and you want to come on my YouTube and do a chat about it, then let me know, because it's something I really do want to go into. So another thing I thought about doing as like a theme is true cult crime, because I'm like I'm a crime nerd, and it's quite shocking the crime that some Jehovah's Witnesses get into. So I just thought it might be a bit fun, it might be interesting to feature some shows around, not shows, but chats around that. Maybe do, I know some ex-Amish, or some Amish are dodgy. I've learnt that from some ex-Amish friends of mine. They get up to a lot of crime. I keep saying a lot. Literally, I've heard stories about their buggies being pulled over because they have drugs and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I just thought it might be interesting to go down that kind of direction. Also, just like I'm thinking about doing like a few small projects running at the same time, just to like make it a bit more interesting. I keep looking down because I wrote notes, because I knew I would literally just go blank and forget. Also, I forgot. Just reading my notes and I still forget. Awkward. So my friend Mary, who's ex-Amish, she's going to hopefully do some chats with me, because in the past she's mentioned stuff, and we did on TGT 3 shows, cults versus cults, where we had ex-Mormon and ex-Amish. So I would like to go more into some of those things that were mentioned, like some horrific things. I've learned from watching Mary's channel that she does Coffee with Elam, and some of the stuff they mention, honestly, I found out the other day that the Amish have their own mental institutes, and people are taken there and they are convinced to take psychotropic drugs, and these are given to them by people who don't have a license to do this. And that just shocked the shit out of me. I was like, what? I mean, Jehovah's Witnesses are extreme, but they don't have their own mental institutes where they take people off to. So I'd like to go more into that with Mary. Hi Shane. Hi Neil. Somebody who said wonderful idea. I can't see your name. It just says a Facebook user. And Facebook user, yes, I hope to do some stuff with you. Right, okay, so I need to get into the habit of doing this. So, hello Anthony, yes, hello Shane. So this is the comment, I can't see who you are, so I presume you're in my group, because it doesn't, I don't think it shows names from people if you're in a closed group. So I'll have to come and look at the comments to see who's commenting. And this one I can't see your name either, so I presume you're in the group. I'll come and have a look. So, hello Neil, I can see that one. So yeah, and Mary, some of you might have heard if you've watched her videos, she was literally injected with cow Novocaine and all her teeth were taken out. And that's just another shocking thing. And then I think she said her dad says maybe she'll be quiet now. Like, how horrific is that? Like, I literally sat there like that when she said it, and every time I hear her say it, I'm just like, fuck, like that's just bad. So yeah, I hope to have some chats with Mary. Also Cal, who's Cal's an ex-Mormon who was on our show. Because I want to get into some of the more Mormon things, because again, things were mentioned, but we didn't get into depth on the things. So, hi, Facebook user. Lots of people are called Facebook user today. So yeah, is it a buzz? Can you hear a buzz? I'm not sure why, because I can hear a buzz in my earphones, but I'm not sure. Let me mess with my settings a minute. Technology stresses me out. No, I can still hear that. There is some buzzing. Is it really bad? Is it really distracting? Let me make sure I've got recording. Oh. Huh. Just checking settings what I've got on or whatever. It's pretty bad. I can't work out where it's coming from. I'm just going to pull my headphone out and see, and put it back in, see if that makes any difference. Has it stopped? Can you hear me now? I don't know why it's doing that noise. You can still hear the buzz. Yeah. No, because that hasn't made any difference. I can still hear it. Could be. I don't know what it is. Like something's not liking something. I don't know whether my headphones are not liking my web camera. I've tried moving the mic, and I don't think it's making any difference because I can just hear the buzzing like in my ear. But I've just looked at all my settings, and I don't know. Like I've muted the stuff I'm not using. I have no idea. Let me know if it gets too bad because I can't. I've muted all my other speakers, but I don't understand. I don't know what it's doing. Technology just fucking hates me. So yeah. Now I need to remember what I was saying. Right, so yes, Cal. Cal is an ex-Mormon friend of mine. So I need to do another video about my unexplained, what I consider to be paranormal stories, because I've had some more shit happening in my flat, and Cal's into paranormal stuff, so he's going to talk about some stuff from his area because he's from Utah. So, you know, I'd be interested in doing the angle as well, do a small project on if you've had any spooky stories, things happen to you that you consider to be paranormal. I'd really be interested in doing some more stuff on that, because since I left home like 24 years ago, I've constantly had stuff happen no matter where I live. Stuff has happened, and that reminds me, there was a big bang in my hall earlier, and I meant to check it out, but I forgot. Like yesterday, there was a big bang in my kitchen, and I went to look, and a cupboard that's really stiff when you shut the door was wide open, and I've got like a roll of foil in this plastic cutter box, and that was just like on the floor. And I thought, oh, that fell out of the cupboard. But then as I was pushing the cupboard door back, I just thought, hold on, this cupboard's really stiff. So how, if that foil leant against the door, that would not have opened the door that wide, that heavy door like that. So, but I've had really bizarre stuff been going on in my flat. And even to the point where I got my pendulum out and it wasn't doing any movement, which is completely strange for my pendulum. So I asked my other friend who lives down the road, because me and her do pendulums together sometimes, which I'll go into that anyway in another video. So yeah, so I want to do more stuff on paranormal. I feel like I've been a member of YouTube for so long and I've never really used it to my advantage. To be honest, I hate being on camera. I just feel awkward, and but when I've watched stuff that people have done on the ex-Jehovah's Witness community, and even when it's people who aren't ex-Jehovah's Witnesses interviewing them, there's been a lot of interaction on their videos, and there's been a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses. Some of it's end up being arguing, but also, you know, you get to talk to a lot of the public about things, and I've told a lot of them about my group, and people have come over to my XJW group from their videos. I've told them about the child sex abuse policies. So I think I need to start trying to use YouTube more to my advantage. And I know I'm really late to the game here because everyone's moving on to Twitch and what's the other one? TikTok, which I've never been on ever. So yeah, I just need to get more comfortable in front of the camera and do some stuff, because I think activism on YouTube, like, people are starting to take notice, and being stuck in lockdown, there's not much more you can do. Like, at the moment, I'm sending out some flyers to people because I do a printout, basically the May Watchtower that had the policies in. I print that out and leave that for the public to pick up, and then I do stickers. But I just stick them on all parcels or whatever I send out. And you might have seen, if you're from Tamworth, you might have seen a few on some lampposts and benches and places like that. But I literally send them to people like around the world. And I've got one packaged up. I won't show the address, but I've got one packaged going to Australia, loads of stickers and flyers, and then I've got 3, I think, to finish off printing for the USA, one for the UK. But I've literally sent them to like South Africa, Brazil, Hungary, different places. So, like, you know, they're all gonna get seen by the public, and hopefully the more we are able to warn the public, the less will join the Jehovah's Witness organisation. That is our hope. Also, I should mention that I'm involved with another activist group called Equal Tamworth, and hi Mike. This started because, hi Spencer. This started because me and some others, we actually did, I won't mention the names, we did a Black Lives Matter protest in our town, and this my friend got me for my birthday, and I have another one from Kenny and Sarah that sits on top of my PC, and I keep putting them back up there, stick them in blue tack, like, and squidge it all around and make sure it's there, and Anthony, make sure like it's there, and then these things just like keep randomly just like falling off my PC. And I hear the bell from that. That's another thing I'm going to mention in my paranormal video, because I hear the bell from this all the time, even though I'm not anywhere near it and it's not moving. Strange. You wondered where those come from, Anthony? You mean yours and my pocket? So yeah, Equal Tamworth. We did a Black Lives Matter protest in our town. And the way some people reacted to that was atrocious, literally atrocious. Young girls who went to the shop walked over the bridge into town, because we was in like a big field area right by our castle, and they got spat on. These were young teenage girls, and they got spat on by adults, because we have in our town a Robert Peel statue, and another Robert Peel somewhere else in the country. I can't remember where it was. Was it Bristol or Leeds? Their Robert Peel statue being pulled down. Now, we kept putting out statements to say we're not planning on touching the statue, we're not going to do anything like that, we're just doing a peaceful protest, socially distanced, just sat on the grass in our town in a big field area. But then obviously, I'll say some counsellors and some people who run pages for Tamworth were not very helpful because they kept putting out the word that we were going to try and take the statue down or graffiti it, which was complete nonsense. We literally had protest police on our side, and they kept ringing me all the time. We was actually in liaison with the police protest. They knew exactly what was going on with the protest police. They knew what was going on. They kept in touch with us the whole way through. And we kept saying to them we have no intention of touching the statue. And they came and boarded up the statue still. And then people took it on themselves to stand around the statue and protect the statue where there was no need to literally protect the statue. But, you know, fair enough. But then they were sat there in the street drinking and abusing people, spitting on young girls, abusing, apparently a lady walked past who was black with a child, and apparently they abused her in the street. We went and dropped all our protest stuff off at mine, and we walked past them, nothing on us to say we'd been to the protest, and they were jeering stuff at us. There's only one Britain or something, so I just looked at them as if to say, whatever. So then they just proceeded to shout leftist slags, leftist sluts, like at us just because like we weren't gonna go, yeah, mate, you're right. So then we got literally further down the road and there was an old lady. And she was like really scared, saying, why they're shouting and swearing at everybody, and we tried to console her and then was like just walk not past them, kind of, you know. So then we get a bit further down the road and another guy's up in our face calling us leftist this and leftist that, and I mean we hadn't even spoke to these people, and then was like, what? And this guy was going, do you want to go, do you want to go, up in my mate's face, and I was just like, dude, you're embarrassing. And he's like, what, do you want to go, do you want to go? And I was like, dude, fuck off, you are embarrassing. And he was just like, and we were literally just like walking to the shop, and it was, people kept saying before we did this protest, Tamworth doesn't have a racism problem. You don't need to do this in Tamworth, and what you're doing this in Tamworth for? We got so much shit before the protest, and then it comes to the protest, and these guys are giving people shit. One guy came from quite far away, and we knew his name. And the funny thing was, is he had this big, massive cardboard poster that said "Masks Kill" or something on it. So we looked over and was like, "Is that dude?" I was like, "Yeah, it is." I was like, "Really?" So he was talking to the protest police. So then he went to walk off. So there's about 100 people sat in this field, and I went, "See you later, Gareth." And he just looked round really shocked, and I went, "Everybody say bye to Gareth." And then loads of the crowd just went, "Bye, Gareth," as he walked off embarrassed. And he was like, "Oh my God, they even know my name." And we're just like, "See you later, Gareth." And he'd literally come like miles just to like stand by this statue with this sign saying "Masks Kill." So after doing that, we decided maybe, you know, Tamworth needs more. So I thought about doing something for Pride, because Birmingham is like, I think it's like 14 miles from here, and they have like a major Pride thing. They have like all the pubs get involved, and so I thought, I think our town last time I checked was 175,000. So we're not a big town, we're not a tiny town. Are you from Bromstown? I was born in Chelmsley Wood. I lived in Birmingham until I was about 7, and then my mum and dad moved to Tamworth. We're kind of like the overspill from Birmingham, and that's why I've still got a bit of a Rummy accent. yes, like some people are terrible, fucking terrible. So yeah, I thought, you know, our town needs some bit of pride because not everybody can get to Birmingham, and then obviously COVID carried on a hell of a lot longer than what any of us expected. So we've got some people involved now with us with Equal Tamworth, so experienced people as well. So we're hopefully going to put on something for Pride this year, hopefully late summer. Yeah, and I know one of my friends, she wants to do more about the Black Lives Matter issue because I think she wants to feature more on the responses that we got, because some of the responses was disgusting, especially from like people, councillors in our town, like they just egged people on and made matters worse. It was pretty much close to slander, some of the things that were said. And one person even lied about what the police said. And I asked that person and they said no. I asked the police person and they said no, that's not true. So we know, like, we've got people that don't want us to do what we're going to do, but we're still going to do it. Because that's what an activist is. And, you know, we're a group of people where we are from different backgrounds. You wouldn't expect to put us all together, but it works out well because we've all got different contacts and different experiences. So hopefully, you know, we'll be able to do more activism in my own town for more than Jehovah's Witnesses. I still want to do some more stuff for Mormons because after doing Protect Every Child, I wanted to do that with Sam because he's from Utah and obviously I'm in the UK. So any future plans that Sam does, I'd love to get involved with that. Mary, you know, I would love to get in, if I can do any plans with Mary, being ex-Amish, help her out with her goals because she's done really well speaking out. Some people that have gone onto her YouTube are warriors. If you check out Mary Boiler on YouTube, Coffee with Elam, she does every Sunday, and some of her guests on there, some of the women are just warriors. Like, you know, it makes me feel pale in comparison. So, I don't know, I think I've covered everything. The name. I was just thinking, if I'm going to do a series on YouTube, I need to put kind of a name to it. So I thought X, Y, and Z. So as in X, as in XJW, X-Amish, X-Mormon. I'm hoping I can get to talk to an ex-Scientologist, because I find they are, very interesting, shall we say. So, and then why, as in why does this happen? Why did we leave, kind of thing. So I want to do more, as I said earlier, on shunning abuse. So if anyone's up for chats, I just want to do it casual. Just, you know, obviously we'll plan out in advance what we're going to talk about, but I just want it to feel just like a casual chat with people. So just talk about people's experience because I think it's important, especially because there's a lot of sadly there's a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses that are calling victims liars, and I think that they need to hear more people's experiences to know that this is not just one person, this is not just 2 people or 3 people saying that. This is, you know, I mean, 66 stories I've just put out myself, and I haven't been concentrating on it that much, but that's something I want to concentrate on more. And some of you know, like, I've literally been ill for 7 months straight. I had what I found out was a vitamin D deficiency back in, it started late July, early August. I literally couldn't walk. walking from my sofa in the living room to the bathroom or the kitchen, my legs just went from under me. I couldn't stand, I couldn't walk. My arms, my legs, my feet were numb constantly. I felt like I was walking on sponge. So I started to go and have some blood tests, and they told me it was a vitamin D deficiency. And it can take up to 3 months to recover. So, along with that, I thought I had COVID a few weeks ago because my social bubble had COVID. I did 2 tests. I have such a bad gag reflex, and you have to, those of you who've done it, you have to get this long cotton bud and shove it right to the back of your mouth and swab your tonsils, right? Oh my god. So I knew this was going to be hard. So I literally got this big long fat nail file, tried to hold my tongue down. And then you can't see, so you're trying to get into a light where you can see, because it said if you swipe your teeth, gums, or tongue, it can basically fuck up your test. So I'm like, oh, this is just going to be impossible. So I've got this like big long nail file holding my tongue down. I'm trying to swipe the back of my throat, my tonsils, and I'm gagging. And I had to take it in and out like about 4 times, and I was just like, and then I touched my tongue. So then I had to do the up the nose one, and I get panic attacks still now when I get nosebleeds, because obviously being a Jehovah's Witness, you're not allowed a blood transfusion. And when I was younger, my nose would just piss of blood for no reason, and I'd just literally stand over the sink and it'd just be like pouring out. And I'd be thinking, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die because I'm not allowed a blood transfusion. I'm losing all this blood. So even now, like when I left the religion, the first thing I did was got my doctor to take my no blood sticker off my doctor file, and he was like, "What? You'd have a blood transfusion?" I was like, "Yes. Make sure you take that off." So even though I would have a blood transfusion, it still kicks in this kind of panic. And last time I had a nosebleed was about, I think it was like 2 years ago. I mean, I ended up having to lie on the bathroom floor because I was just shaking and I felt dizzy, and I was just like, oh my god. So shoving this COVID cotton bud up my nose wasn't very nice. So I did that and sent it off, and then it came back negative, and I was like, okay. I felt like crap for about at least a week. So I thought, and then I found out my social bubble was positive. So I thought, I must have messed up my test. So I did another test and it came back negative again. So I was like, okay, so strange. So then when I got this vitamin D deficiency as well, I'll give you a warning here, it's gross. My little fingernail went all white and weird, and the end of my finger, really swelled up, look, and it's not even attached to my nail bed. And it started to get like really weird and tender. So they got me to do a blood test for that, and it came back nothing. So I sent off a nail clipping, and it came back not fungal. Because I treated it with tea tree oil for about 2 weeks, and then I tried hydrogen peroxide, because both of them will treat fungal infection. So then the nail clipping came back, it wasn't fungal. So they put me on antibiotics, and that did nothing. So after that course of antibiotics, they put me on a stronger course of antibiotics, and that did nothing. So at the moment, I sent off another sample, and they said wrap it in tissue this time, because sometimes the fungal spores can die off if exposed to the light. So I sent off another sample, and that came back not fungal. So I had to speak to a doctor again, and she says that she's had a test before where it's came back not fungal from the nail clipping, but it is. So now they've put me on, I've got 3 weeks worth of antifungal tablets to take now to see if that does anything, because they were saying to me, is your finger making you feel ill? And because I had the vitamin D deficiency, I was like, how do I know what's making me ill? How do I know if it's the vitamin D deficiency or if it's the actual nail? And then somebody on my Facebook said it could be a fungal infection in your blood system. And then I started to think, shit, because I read up on that, and then I read some of, you know what it's like when you Google symptoms. So I read some of the symptoms, and I was like, that is some of the symptoms that I still have, even though my latest blood test says that my vitamin D now is up to a really, really good level. Why am I still having some of the symptoms? So maybe it wasn't just vitamin D. Maybe it was something to do with whatever's going on with my finger. Who knows? It's a mystery. Like, I've been going to the doctors about my finger since. I'm just topping up with some Malibu ricotta. Since August, and none of the doctors still know what's wrong with my finger. None of them can give me an explanation. No tests are giving me an explanation. So I've got to take these antifungal tablets for 3 weeks and then see what happens. But since last week, I think it was last Thursday, I actually started to feel a bit better than I have been in a hell of a long time. Still don't feel great, like I've still not got much energy, but I can definitely tell I feel a bit different. So this is where I started to feel like I need to start doing activism more. Now I feel better, and I just, like, I hadn't really like, my close friends will know this, like, I'm sorry I haven't messaged you much. Like, some of my best friends I haven't even messaged, like, for weeks. I just did not have the energy to. I checked my group, and thank you, mods, because you've done a brilliant job of taking the main load, because I haven't been in my group properly for months either. I just didn't have the energy to just talk to people online. I was just tired all the time. I was sleeping. I don't know. I just felt like my brain wasn't in gear. I was just tired all the time, and I just didn't want conversation that wasn't important. So I just kept up with the things that I felt I really needed to keep up with, and that was about it. So yeah, I'm sorry for the people I haven't been in touch with. I will make an effort now. I feel better to yeah. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say really. Just wanted to offer people the chance to come in on some activism that I'm hoping to do, and let me know your spooky stories, because I'm definitely interested in that. So, I hope it wasn't too bad. I hope it was sufferable. Sorry, I'm not a good public speaker. Being forced to get up on a fucking platform in front of 100 people and do this kind of. I don't know how you would explain it to non-JWs. It's kind of like you act out, and women have to do it like with another woman. That's kind of rude. That's just my mind. But like, you just basically do like a sketch of one person pretends to be a Jehovah's Witness knocking on somebody's door, and they give you like an objective, and you have to get around that objective. So yeah, like literally being forced to do stuff like that, and then forced to go and knocking people's doors. I just hate publicly speaking, and I avoided it for a very, very, very long time, until I was asked to go on the glass table, and even then I told them afterwards that I wasn't sure whether I'd carry on doing it because I didn't think I'd be comfortable. And I think doing that has kind of made me less nervous. I obviously still need to have a little bit of a drink while doing this, but I feel more confident than what I did before. So, unless anybody has anything they want to ask me, then I think I'll fuck off and leave you all in peace. Thank you for you guys who watched. Thank you for you guys who have told me your stories so far. I do feel really privileged that you guys have trusted me with your stories, because some of you have done it anonymously, and I would never tell anybody who told me those stories. Yeah, I think I've been here 46 minutes, waffled on. And I can still hear that fucking buzzing in my ear. So hopefully I'll get that shit sorted. Just looking at my list, I think I've mentioned everything I wanted to say. Yeah, so even if you're from another cult, I know there's a lot of like, what is it, Westboro Baptist and stuff like that? My nose ring is never straight. So if you're from any other cult and you want me to put your stories out there, contact me. If you're from another cult, you can come and join my group, Jehovah's Witnesses Unite. We have got many different cult background people in there. If you have family that are Jehovah's Witnesses and you need some advice, if your partner is, if your best friend is, come and join the group. And ask people all you need to ask. Anybody in the group that needs to talk as much as you want in the group, honestly. That's what it's there for. Get out your anger, get out your upset. Just chat about everyday things if you want. That's what I made the group for, so we can come together united. It doesn't mean we have to all think the same. Jehovah's Witness Unite means just unite here, just gather together. Talk about what you want, when you want. You're not all going to have the same opinions, but just try to be decent about it. So, somebody posted a post earlier that basically about freedom of speech. You have that to a certain extent in my group. Don't be racist. Don't be homophobic. Don't be transphobic. Because we won't tolerate that. We tolerate discussions. We tolerate, not debates. Could say debates. You know, you're all adults. If you call each other a name, then, you know, you adults deal with it. But don't be racist. Don't be homophobic. Don't be transphobic. Because you'll get booted. So, yes. So, unless anyone's got any questions, I think I've bored you for long enough. Nobody's going to protest. No one's going to protest anything until the scamdemic is taken care of. Yeah, probably. I mean, over here, protests weren't banned for a while, and then they put a protest ban on until September, and then they took it off early. So, as far as I know, I don't know whether they've put the protest ban back on. I haven't checked, actually. So, I don't know. But we've been told we're going to be in lockdown until March, at least, I think. And people were told not to book summer holidays. So, who knows? I mean, they told us at Christmas we could have 5 days with family, and then all of a sudden they snatched that away about a week before Christmas. Put loads of places in tier 4 and said you ain't going anywhere. And then they told us you only have 1 day to see friends or family, and that's 2 households. So like at Christmas I couldn't even see my family. I was supposed to go to my sister's and spend a few days there, but she was in tier 4, so I couldn't go there. So I had Christmas with my 2 besties. So it wasn't bad in the end, but it was just like having your Christmas plans that you look forward to snatched away from you like that, and then we came out of the Christmas plans straight into lockdown, and then more restrictive lockdown now until March. So who knows? Like, I watched a Kim and Mikey video the other day, and they literally said that the August said that the conventions aren't going to be back until 2013. No, 2013. What am I on? 2023. So like literally when I heard that, I said out loud, what? Like, because I was planning to do and protest in organising a protest in Birmingham last year. Because it's quite a big one for our area. Because London takes us about 4 hours to get to. So I've loved going to London. It's been good, even though it's been a mission. But I wanted to do more local one. But then obviously the conventions got stopped. So who knows when we can go back to doing that? Who knows when the carts will be back? I've seen some people say though that they are still going out door knocking in certain areas. So I don't know how they're getting away with that. And I've also seen people complaining in groups on Facebook, non-XJW groups, about the letter writing campaign. I'm in a group called Illiterate Britain, which it has some funny posts like when newspapers and road signs are spelt wrong and stuff like that. And somebody had I can't remember where it was. Began with B. Was it Bradford? I'm not sure. It was somewhere in the UK. They had a letter come through the door from a Jehovah's Witness, and it was very badly written. So then people going, I've had a letter, mine's gone straight in the bin. I've had a letter, mine went in the bin. So it seems that people are getting fed up with this letter writing campaign, and I'm surprised nobody's complained yet to like the local MPs and stuff, because people are getting bombarded with letters off Jehovah's Witnesses. So I haven't had one yet. They haven't sent me one yet. Please send me one. I want to send you some stuff back. So I've given people flyers and stuff to send back in their letters, but they haven't wrote to me. I think they knew once I left I was never going back, so there's no point writing to me probably. But anyway, I keep waffling on. Does anyone want to say anything before I go? Catching up on the comments. Yeah, it's definitely feedback. I just can't figure out where the fuck from. Right then, I'm gonna go. So if you want to work with me on anything, let me know. Bye.